I think this is the only film where Edith Massey plays a villain.
Yeah.
Well,
no, in Desperate Living, she's a villain, too. But, yeah, audiences liked Edie better as a nice girl.
I think you give her the best lines in the movie, especially the lines about heterosexuality.
Oh, well, that's a market research thing. You know, I could always tell who in the audience was gay and straight because all the gay people would applaud at that one line.
I'd be so proud if you was a fag and had a nice beautician boyfriend. I'd never have to worry.
There ain't nothing to worry about.
I worry that you work in an office, have children, celebrate wedding anniversaries. The world of heterosexual is a sick and boring life.
It's a brilliant outfit that Edith wears as well. Was she ever fazed by things you suggest? Or?
She hated that Black Leather outfit, but it was interesting. She bitched about it all the time, but later in life when she joined a punk band, that one was too small, and she had one made exactly like it for herself, so she must have gotten the appeal of it.
So how old was she when she was in a punk band?
Oh, she was in a punk band right up to when she died.
It's incredible.
In her 60s, she was in a punk band, yeah.
And Female Trouble, of course, is crime doesn't pay in the end, does it? Because Divine is...
Well, it does pay because Divine wants to, in the character, wants to be famous so badly that they want to get the electric chair because to them that's like the Academy Award. I mean, the character gives an acceptance speech when they put her in the electric chair. So it was a happy ending. It was just a John Waters happy ending.
Without all of you, my career could never have gotten this far. It is you that I murdered for, and it is you that I must die for. Please remember, I love every fucking one of you.
So is this the chair from Female Trouble?
Yeah, Vincent made this, and it's exactly what one looks like. I mean, to every detail. And they still use these in some states in America. Florida still has one of these that they use, Old Sparky, it's called.
I can't believe you smuggled this into a prison.
We didn't have to smuggle it. We carried it right in. The prisoners were the ones that were flipping out because they saw us carrying an electric chair and thinking, what the hell's going on here today?
They were like short-termers.
Yeah, they were in for like a week.
You taught at a jail for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I taught at jail for 3 years. And I got a paycheck from the state of Maryland to rehabilitate prisoners by showing them my films, which I think is, before you call your congressman, that I told him, look, next time you want to murder somebody, don't do it. Write a movie about it, paint it, write a poem about it, because these films are my crimes, only I get paid for it.
Connie Marble, you stand convicted of assholism. The proper punishment will now take place. Look pretty for the picture, Connie. That's it.
This is all the crime section. You know, I read every true crime book. I don't like mysteries, I like true crime. I mean, I teach in jail, I gotta know what I'm talking about. And these are little mementos. This is the weirdest thing anybody ever sent me. It's the dirt from John Wayne Gacy's basement where 18 boys were killed. That was the weirdest junk mail I ever got.
Oh, this is sick, John.
Well, I know, but I mean, it beats, you know, Reader's Digest coming in the mail. Religion books I have here, like The Bad Popes, Holy Anorexia, How the Pope Became Catholic. I like those kind of... My hobby, one of my hobbies is extreme Catholic behavior before the Reformation.
Well, you practice this, or you just read about it?
No, I like to read about it. This is, of course, Margaret Hamilton, The Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz. There's, of course, Jane Mansfield, who, of course, had a huge influence on Divine and I.
You kind of base Divine's early look on, John.
Well, an inflated Jane Mansfield, yeah. Yeah. This is The Bad Seed, which was one of my favorite movies about a little 10-year-old girl that kills people. I have a picture of her in the other room to say. This is, of course, my favorite Russ Meyer movie. And Baby Doll was the first movie the nuns in Catholic school told us we'd go to hell if we saw. And this was a great film. They made a huge stink about this in America when it came out. I love the film. Tennessee Williams wrote it. It's a wonderful film. This is where I write every book, every movie, sitting at this table, chain smoking and drinking tea constantly. I'm close with my family, you know, I get along with them very well.
What do they think of your films?
They loved Hairspray and they liked Polyester. They never saw Pink Flamingos, but why force them to go see that? I mean, my mother doesn't force me to go see The Sound of Music. They're proud, you know, and they've been very supportive all my life. They don't maybe get it, but so what? I don't get their taste sometimes either.
Desperate Living was Walter's next film. It was the first time he'd worked without Divine, who was unavailable because he was appearing in a stage play.
Oh, God, this is fun. Hi, stupid. Hi, ugly.
Were you worried when you started Desperate Living that you didn't have David, you didn't have Divine, that it wouldn't be a kind of John Waters type movie?
Oh, I knew with that script it would be a John Waters movie. It was weird not having Divine on the set then, certainly, because he always, which I will have to face on the next movie, because he always had something about him that made everybody in a good mood when he got on the set, from the crew to the caterers. Well, we didn't even have caterers then. They were lucky if they got a cigarette. But basically, he brought a good attitude with him when he came to a set.
Oh, that support feels heavenly.
So without Divine, former striptease artist and minor celebrity Liz Renee took the lead role.
Oh, my what God. Else you got for me? What else? A mean coat.
Liz Renee, I love Liz. You know, I met her. I loved her book, and I met her when she was stripping in Boston. And Liz was great. She never complained. She was just like it was her job, and she came and did it and left, and I never saw her again.
Well, he told me that it was going to be wild, and it was.
What do you remember about the filming? How did he work with you?
Oh, he was marvelous to work with. I just loved working with John and his whole cast. The way he handled everything, it was just super. One of the things that I remember most about his film is that I felt like that I did my most perfect job. I felt like there wasn't anything I could criticize in my performance, which is usually not the case. But it really was his directing. He sort of directed without directing. He kind of you didn't feel you were being pushed or prodded. He kind of knew how to bring out the real you.
There's some really crazy scenes in it.
Oh, wild.
Perhaps the wildest is the final scene, in which the citizens of Walter's fictitious town of Mortville roast and eat the evil Queen Carlotta, played by Edith Massey. Even by John Waters standards, Desperate Living was incredibly tasteless.
The ending of Desperate Living reminds me a bit of the end of Wizard of Oz. Was that intentional?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it was sort of like, come here out of the woods, come out, come out. All the people coming out. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz is still, you can see Wizard of Oz things in every one of my movies somewhere. It's the first film I was obsessed by, and its influence will always be there, I'm sure.
Was Desperate Living a success for you?
No, it was the least successful of all of my films, but it eventually turned a profit.
I think he does and did want to reach a larger audience, and the audience was going to shrink if he kept it up, because you can't continue to shock people with the same stuff.